5-minute.
This is your 5-minute call with Cessalee Stovall.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your 5-minute call with Cessalee Stovall. Today we have on the line Max Quinlan, and his top 5 are as follows. Number 1, he was born in New Jersey but raised in Chicago. Number 2, he is currently in Les Mis on Broadway, and there he is one of the swings as well as the dance captain, the fight captain, and an understudy. Number 3, he has done 2 national tours. He did the national tour of Evita where he played Che, and he did the national tour of Les Mis where he played Marius. Number 4, he went to CCM for college. And number 5, he is actually a junior Olympic gold medalist in judo. Who knew? Welcome, Max. How's it going?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we'll just jump right in. Tell me a little bit about your journey from high school to college to where you are now.
In high school, for me, it was kind of a no-brainer that I was going to end up going to college for musical theater. And luckily, I had a teacher in school who knew a little bit about the different universities. So I started auditioning and applying at, I think I had applied to like 5 different schools. And CCM kind of ended up being the top school that I wanted to go to based on facility and faculty and all that kind of stuff. And I had a great experience there, 4-year program. It was very, very strict, but it was very helpful for everything that I needed. And after I graduated, I went to New York for like a hot second. I was there for maybe like 3 months. I got an agent while I was there, but the first gig I booked was in Chicago. It was through my New York agency. And then while I was there, it kind of had a snowball effect of me auditioning for shows in Chicago. And I ended up staying there for about 2 years. Working and living there, and then I decided to finally move back to New York, and in like about 3 months I booked the Les Mis national tour, and that's kind of been on and off my life for the past 3 years.
That's awesome. So for you, what was the breakthrough moment, or the moment that you knew that this was the right choice for you?
In Chicago, I was auditioning at like all the regional theaters that are there, and a theater that I was working at, they were in their upcoming season, they were doing a production of The Light in the Piazza. And when I was in college, it was like my favorite musical. I was obsessed with it. All I wanted to do was be in that show. And I auditioned, and then they told me that that they would like to offer me the understudy, and that they were gonna audition and get the leads in New York. And I actually turned it down. And lo and behold, the person that they cast in New York ended up having to drop out. And I got the part, and it ended up being like one of my favorite shows I've ever done. So I feel like that was kind of my breakout moment, I guess, where I knew that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
You were great in that show.
Thank you.
The next question for you is, what's the most memorable moment you've had, either on stage or off stage?
I've had a lot of amazing, memorable moments. But I have to say that probably the most memorable was my first preview of Les Mis on Broadway. The show has this huge following and so many fans that are incredible, and they come from all over to see us every day. But the first preview, there was so much anticipation with the new cast and with us bringing the show back to New York that we had people from all over fly in, and the audience was unbelievable. I mean, they screamed like every 5 minutes. Every time a new character was introduced, they gave them like entrance applause. And then the stage show was unbelievable. We had all these fans from all over. They were so enthusiastic, and like they knew everyone's names. It was just incredible, and it really reminds you of like why you do what you do and how theater can impact people and bring people together and really move people.
So our question for you comes from our Twitter followers, and they want to know, because you've been with Les Mis both on tour and on Broadway and played so many different roles and done so many different things, dance captain, fight captain, all those sort of things, what's it like to do the show and see it or watch it from so many different angles?
If you had asked me a couple of years ago while playing Marius if I thought I was going to be dance captain, I would have laughed, because it's just not something I ever really saw for myself. But the beautiful thing about it is that knowing this show the way that I know it, it brings a whole nother level to the experience of dance captain, of being fight captain, of understudying. As part of being dance captain, I have to teach the show to every new person who comes into our production. So I feel really lucky that I've been able to do a little bit of everything. And now the part that I understudy is Enjolras, so it's not even Marius. So it's kind of it's interesting to like grow with a piece and to see the piece evolve, and for you to evolve as a person through that experience, and then see where it takes you. I mean, I'm sure I'll be playing Valjean in the next 10 years, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. And the last question for you is, if you could go back in time and give your 16-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
One piece is really hard, but the biggest thing that I would say to my 16-year-old self is focus. I think that when I was 16 and when I was young and figuring things out still, I was juggling a lot of stuff in the air. I didn't really know where my heart and my head was coming. And so I would tell my 16-year-old self to just focus and really concentrate on the things that I know deep down I want to be doing. So that's what I would try and tell myself.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the 5-minute call. Today is a show day for you, so we will let you get off to all things barricade and more.
All things Les Mis.
Awesome. Well, have a great day, Max, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Cessalee.
Bye.
Bye.